Well, good morning guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be having a ride down to the Mach loop. Now, no doubt you'll have seen a few videos on this place, but I'm going to take my Z9 down there and try this new aeroplane tracking mode out. Now, in all honesty, I didn't really have much problems with the camera before it had aeroplane tracking mode on, but we're going to go down and give it a go and see if the autofocus is any stickier than it was before. Now, from here it's round about 2.5 hours drive, so I'm currently just outside my home. I've nipped to a local petrol station, fueled up, and we're going to have a ride down there, and you can come along on my journey with me and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. So we'll give you a bit of info on settings, a few areas around the Mach loop and what it's like, and hopefully you'll have a good day. So I'll just set off now and we'll see you shortly. So just to tell you a little bit about the Mach loop, Mach loop is LFA 7. It's a low fly training zone for the RAF and the United States Air Force. So the jets what we could get coming through today, F-35s, F-22 Raptors, your Typhoon, training jets from Valley as well. Today we're going to be using the Nikon Z9. Now, I've just done a firmware update on that camera and it's got a few new features on it, namely this aeroplane tracking mode. Now, in all honesty, I can't say I've had any problems with the camera tracking planes before anyway, but we'll see what sort of results that feature gets and we'll give you a bit of feedback on that and we'll go from there. So fingers crossed we're going to get a bit of action. Obviously if we don't, then it's going to be not much of a very good video, is it? So yeah, fingers crossed we'll have a good day and we'll get a few jets through and we'll give you a conclusion later on. So I'm going to do a bit of video with the Z9 as well, and some stills and a bit of footage on the GoPro. Going up the hill, and when we get up there, and I'll show you the view. Currently these valleys are filled with mist. It's going to be a little bit warmer today than it's been, so we should get a good daylight, fingers crossed. So I'll get back to you shortly and we'll go from there. So I've just arrived after a 3-hour drive to the Mach loop, so I'll just turn around and show you where we're going. We're just going to head up this track here, up there to where that gentleman is, up there, all the way down there to the end where it starts going up, and up that hill there, right up to the top up there, and the jets are going to come down this valley here. So fingers crossed we'll get a good day. So this is a little path up Cab West. You can see this first bit, it's not very steep, but it goes on for a fair way. About 20 minutes walk up here till you get to the bottom of the hill. Then you do a left and we're going right up there, up the top. So it can be a bit of a slog. If you're unfit like me, I'd suggest you just take your time, have a couple of stops, just nice and steady. So I'll catch you at the bottom of the hill and show you the view when we turn up. Right guys, I'm halfway up the first stretch. I've just stopped here to catch my breath. You can see the car park there at the bottom of the hill. At the minute it's 8:30 in the morning. There's probably 20 cars, 25 cars on the car park, so you can see why you need to get here early. This car park can get absolutely packed, so This is the valley that the jets come through. The roads there in the bottom, and they will be more than likely coming from that way. They don't always come from that way, but 99.9% of the time they do. So we've got to trek all the way up there yet till we get to the bottom of that steep climb, and then all the way up there to your left, up that really steep bit. So I'll switch you back on when we get to there. I've had a bit of a breath now, and I'll carry on for a bit. As you can see, this path's only narrow. There's one or two bits what are a bit dodgy, they're a bit slippy. There's mud on the path. Last thing you want to be doing is falling off and going down there, because once you get a roll on down there, nothing will stop you. So just watch what you're doing when you're coming up here if you've not been before. It is doable. Like I say, I'm not fit at all. Just watch your footing and wear appropriate attire, some good walking boots, and it can get a bit windy up here, so you want a good jacket and a hat, and bring some waterproofs, because the weather can change pretty rapid up here. Right, we've just arrived at the bend at the bottom of Cab West. That's more than likely where your jets are going to come from, down that way. Now, I've got a bit of a trek yet, right up there, so you can see where it levels off at the top over to the right. You might just be able to see that gentleman sat up there in the bracken. That's where we're going to head up to. So you can see it's fairly steep. We've done about quarter of a mile so far. We've probably less than quarter of a mile to do, but it's a lot steeper this bit. So I'm going to switch you off, and then I'll switch you back on when we get to the top and give you a bit more info. See you shortly. Well, we finally arrived up here. As you can see, it's not a bad day. It's a little bit windy. I don't know whether you can hear me all right. A few people up here already. Some lads are up here, some up there, some up the top, and that's Cad East over there. You can see the ridge line. There's a few people on there. So hopefully, we've just had a look on ADS-B radar, and there doesn't seem to be anything airborne yet, no jets, but we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully if any action happens, we'll be straight back to you. So fingers crossed.